It was an incident so shocking that it left the whole nation in tears. Welcome back to the Insight Edition. My name is Yusuf, and on today's episode of Tragedy at School, we are going to look into the horrific case of St Kizito Secondary School in Meru, Kenya, where 19 girls lost their lives in the year 1991. Established in the year 1968, the school started out as a boys-only secondary school. It isn't known yet what made the administration change its mind, as by 1975, the rules had changed and girls were also accepted to study at the school, a decision they later on regretted bitterly. Years passed and everything seemed to be okay at the school until the year 1991. The boys at the school seemed to be disturbed, and what was disturbing them, they didn't keep a secret. The boys had a problem with the school principal, Mr. James Laiboni, because he was so strict. They started threatening him by writing some notes and throwing them in the school compound, hoping that one will find its way into the principal's hands. Someday in March 1991, the principal found one of these notes that was addressed to him. The note stated that he should either leave the school or he will be killed. He called a brief meeting and informed the staff plus the school prefects to be on high alert. In May 1991, some prefects came to the principal with yet another note that was addressed to him. This time, the boys used more threatening words and the principal couldn't stay silent about it. He decided to involve the police. He went to the nearest police station and reported his case there. The police asked him whether he had any other proof that his life was in danger apart from the notes, and since he had none, they dismissed him. Back at the school, the boys decided to protest and go to the principal and tell him their grievances. A day was picked and everyone in the school was informed. When the day of the protest came, the boys went to the principal and they told him their demands. First, they wanted eggs and milk to be included in the school diet, and they also wanted the principal to stop being harsh. The principal just listened to them, and after they were done, he told them that their issues will be worked on. The boys, feeling unsatisfied and belittled, held another meeting to discuss what next. This meeting was chaired by the devil himself, as its outcome will shock Kenya and the whole world at large. The boys discussed why the girls failed to appear for the protest, and they ended up with theories that the principal was favoring the girls. Some boys even stated that most girls were in affairs with the staff members of the school, including the principal. That is why they failed to appear for the protest, since they felt unbothered. It was then decided in the meeting that the girls should be taught a lesson. On the night of the 13th of July 1991, the boys of St Kizito Secondary School decided to go ahead with their heinous plan to punish the girl students. It's reported that, first, they tampered with the electrical supply to the girls' dormitories. Then, they disconnected the telephone lines to ensure that no one will be able to call for help from outside. The girls were not clueless about what was going down. Word had traveled around, and they prepared themselves. They had planned to converge in a dormitory, then barricade the doors and windows using their metallic beds and any other thing found in the dormitory. At around 9 p.m. that night, the boys came while chanting war songs and insulting the girls plus the school administration. They were about 300 in number. After reaching the dormitory, The boys realized that the doors were barricaded and it seemed impossible for them to gain access. Before giving up and cancelling the whole operation, they started banging on the doors in turns, throwing kicks at it, hitting it with rocks, and deploying any means possible to bring it down. It was just a matter of time before the poor door gave in and the boys entered the dormitory. Whatever happened after the boys entered the dormitory is just unspeakable. The whole thing left 19 female students dead and 75 others badly wounded. All the 75 had been sexually assaulted. Most of the 19 girls who had lost their lives had been sexually assaulted to death. Others died of suffocation. When the morning finally came, the school administration, the community surrounding the school, and the whole nation at large came into the realization of what had transpired that night. St Kizito Secondary School had turned from a school to a mass murder site. When the news reached him, the then President of Kenya, Daniel Arap Moi, traveled all the way to the school, and when he saw the inhuman manner in which young girls were murdered, he burst into tears. Investigations commenced and the school was closed. After the police had done enough searching and interrogations, 34 boys were arrested. They spent almost a year in jail before their case started. When their case commenced in court, most of them were released and the rest were charged with sexual assault and manslaughter. Those who got sentenced spent some very short time in prison, as the guy who served the longest sentence was just 4 years. St Kizito Secondary School was reopened as an all-boys secondary school, but this time around the name was changed to St Cyprian High School. In a shocking twist, the parents who had lost their daughters were given 500 shillings each as compensation.